Alright, hello and welcome back to Sally.exe with Rehearsal, and I figured I'd try at this whole no level select version of this with a bit more clarification on my strategies and a bit of a change up in what I am calling each of the categories, as well as the order I do them. So first off, allow me to explain. Yeah, I'll be explaining why my spin dashes and glides or flying on Tails and Scream is, well, not normal to say the least. As you can hear, it sounds like I'm hitting multiple spin dash buttons at once. That is because I am. At all times, your Z, X, and CT all count as a jump button, meaning whenever you hit Z first and then follow it up with either of the other two keys, you can use C for certain abilities and therefore it makes you jump as well. But yeah, whenever you hit multiple of those action keys at once while, say, initiating a glide or a spin dash, it happens much faster than, well, it's supposed to say the least. So, as you'll see here in a second, after the jump through the plants, by the way, the quick time is C. Then, after a little bit longer, you will press the vine, which will require you to press Z. From then, it's just another cutscene, which you obviously want to press. No, it's not. But yeah, the super glide, you just press the jump, followed by either this X or C key immediately afterwards to initiate what I call a super glide. It gives you a much better flying than just quickly double tapping the jump button, or using the speed boost in Cream's case. You often see me use it whenever I am trying to get out of a hole, like that. I find it moves you faster as well as gets you into whatever direction you want to go very quickly. My favorite thing to do is to use it when spin dashing, because it only takes a fraction of the time it usually does when compared to the normal method. Because obviously you're getting like double or triple the inputs depending on how you're doing. But anyway, on to my routing. As you probably saw, I immediately failed the Amy QTE to kill her off quickly. Then I get Cream through her section, taking the Bingo Festival into Vanilla's house, which, as you can see, moves you very quickly if you take the right route. You go to the bottom bottom right for the orange crown. You go slightly up from there and to the left in order to find your green crown. Then you're gonna want to boost over where you'll find a green loop, followed by a path. Now, I actually did this in the wrong order because I didn't grab that yellow crown earlier. So instead, I gotta go glide up here now in order to collect this yellow crown, which spawns just up and to the left of where you do at the start. Then I super glide up, use this bumper to gain some good height, because your glide reduces gravity's effect on you. And then you find the red crown to the left. then you'll want to go all the way to the right. And yeah, don't do that. You're going to continue, you'll find the loop. From there, you're going to get springboarded right onto the purple crown. Hit the button to allow yourself to leave. I grab all the lives I can. Then you're going to want to go back to your left. When you get back to those bumpers, you're going to want to go through the hidden wall. And then you'll find dead cheese. That is how you get over to Vanilla's house, rather than the unavoidable death if you continue going to the right on Bingo Festival. Now, I have learned how easy this is. You only have to deal with 3 vanilla attacks during the entire stage, I'll call it. So first off, as soon as you spawn and gain control of Cream, you're going to want to go to your left, break that base, that'll spawn Vanilla. You're going to run to your left. When Vanilla spawns, you're going to want to flash her. Jump on the wardrobe, collect the key, run all the way to your right until you find a yellow chest. Obviously, get Vanilla if you're here. And then you're going to want to book it back to that center door. From there, you have survived with Cream, and you move on to what happened to the trio. If you killed Amy or Cream, because obviously you may not be doing versus Amy here. You might be doing versus Cream. You're gonna... Or I, at least, am doing the solo route for Tails, and I find Amy to be more consistent for Tails specifically. But yeah, you have to spam with C in order to get through the dialogue boxes whenever you have to make a choice. There is no enter key to skip straight to it. And then Amy, her first attack is to jump up in the air and send 2 shots. From there, you're gonna jump on her. You can usually get 3 hits before she hammers you. Remember to continuously face to the right so you bounce back into your ring rather than lose it when you jump to the left, or look to the left. And then you have her balloon attack. You can actually jump over most of the balloons that are going to be a threat to you. I would explain the entire pattern, but I wouldn't remember it long enough to actually describe that. But yeah, after a little while, you'll notice that the pattern switches, and as soon as it ends, while yes, initially I do jump under her, you actually want to initiate your glide and get above her. It allows you many more hits because you can drop your rings on her, and it's just a lot safer than trying to jump underneath her. I wait out her attack so I can just get stunned, and then as soon as she spawns in the center, you have 1 hit left, and you want to get that hit as soon as feasibly possible. If you do not, you will be faced with a much harder attack to dodge, with a giant laser going across halfway in the screen, meaning it becomes harder for you to get up to her to attack her. And there is a couple of various attacks that travel where you are on the ground. Then Sally, I don't know how to pull off the glitch that allows you to skip that this little loop around, so I have to take the longer way here. And then immediately launch rock to break that. Then electricity allows you to greatly speed up on loops, and I do something dumb, and rather than initiate the blue and the fire, I only initiate the fire, which does force me to have to go back up I shoot out 3 tornadoes just to make sure I don't run into the bug where the tornado despawns before it actually hits the windmill. And then I screw up what I meant to do and lose a bit of time there as well. And then, because I don't really need Sally to be alive currently, I just kill it. Which even, that can be somewhat optimized. Now, it does take a fair bit of time for you to actually enter Limp City, but once you do, if you're planning to kill Sally, just wait at the first bit, or at least I do, because I like to preserve my lives. And then as soon as you hear the L and Acceler's call, you can jump into him. You'll usually hit him earlier, and you run the risk of not actually getting hit. And then Sally gets sawed in half. By the way, if you're wondering why my splits from before look so odd, it's because of how I handled the tail solo. I have revised it, so now I only have the attempt 1, because I have seemingly gotten the hang of Tails' solo for the most part. But anyway, whenever I need Cream to die, I will usually opt for helping Tails stall, because it's a lot more often than not that Cream will die if you help Tails stall, since there's only 2 endings where you actually need to help Tails stall. It also prevents Cream and Amy.exe from killing Tails, since it only kills off one character. So how you handle this little game of hide and seek, or at least how I handle it, is after the first X-Coon, you can keep walking forward until you run into X-Bark, in which case you have to wait for X-Bark to reach the bush in front of you before you can safely go. As you can see, they turn around. As soon as X-Bark gets to the bush, you can usually get there before X-Coon spots you. And then you're just going to want to keep walking. And there will only be one more time where you even need to stop briefly, and that's at this last bush here. Because X-Bark does outrun you, so you have to wait for him to reach inside of the bush. And if you wait too long, you will get caught on this wave back out. But after that, you have saved, or quote-unquote saved, Cream. And then we jump straight into Tails Volcano Valley. And then I like to do a couple spin dash moves, but I screw it up. I missed the ring. Oh no. I can't recover anymore. I'm definitely gonna restart this run right now. Just gotta get the orb, push the bigger orb, which I have found that depending on what all you got open will despawn, and you'll have to go back to it if you leave too quickly, so I wait for the sound, then I break the base, and then I go to the loop. Where instead of just spin dashing, I hit the trigger to switch to the background. Then I can just jump up there myself. Barely reach the top of that, so I can more quickly drop. Then I'm gonna stop, wait for the next lightning strike, and jump through. That allows me to get through a good portion. Super glide up. Don't really care if I get hit there, so long as I can collect one ring. You don't need to worry about damage so long as you can collect one of your rings back. I initiate a super glide, and rather than taking the normal route, I purposefully take spike damage here because you fall faster from a damaged state. Then I jump off the side of the wall in order to gain a lot of speed quickly, get over to the hole, drop down, and initiate 3 super glides to get through the lava chase section. From there, you have Via and Tails Volcano Valley. And then we watch the aftermath of what I did to, Cream. Sorry, Cream. Nothing can be done for you now. As soon as you see... Well, actually, you can skip that cutscene as soon as it pops up, but, well... I lost my train of thought. Oh, wait, I'm already... Oh, so this area in Tales of Solo doesn't actually have any danger. Oh yeah, what I was talking about. As soon as you see that any cutscene start that you can skip, you should skip. I'm mainly being cautious in checking if Cream actually died, which she did, and I know that because of the angered look in Tails Doll's eyes. In Illusion Hill, I do a lot of skipping of what should be very dangerous sections by super gliding over the first big hurdles, then collecting this extra life, then dashing through, jumping to avoid Knuckles. You're gonna enter another launch site where you're gonna be able to use that to initiate the American glide as well. You can press your glide button once or twice in order to land on top of that, but I prefer to land face first on it. Initiate a super glide to get through there while you have invincibility. You're going to find an extra life, and then you're going to want to prep a spin dash in order to get past Cream before these can actually damage you. Now, that one ring you kept is going to save your life if you don't get good luck on Sally. And then this is why I had 5 attempts before resetting. Because I suck at these click the target things. It usually takes me 1 or 2 lives now, but it took me like 40 some odd attempts in order to beat it the first time I ever beat this ending. Hence why I put it first in why I gave myself 5 attempts, because I figured I'd probably need it. Alright. If you want some help, I recommend keep your mouse moving. That way, whenever the next target does spawn, you're not trying to jump straight to it from a still motion, because that actually is slower, since your reaction speed is slower whenever you are completely stopped. By keeping yourself moving, you give yourself more time to react, since you're already in a fluid motion to move to the spot. Of course, if you can, you want to move your mouse back to the center to give yourself at least fair spacing for any target that could spawn. Of course, you could just get incredibly lucky and have them all on one side, and then moving to the center is kind of pointless. But, if you don't get lucky, center is the best place for you to stay. As soon as I see that Sonic, I can skip straight through to when I see the memory fragment, because that's what I'm dictating as beating the ending. Then I reset, and immediately click start again as soon as I get loaded in. This ending, or this version of the all endings run is much harder because it does not use a single bit of level select. Now, Knuckles.exe cheese is what I'm calling the Sally and Tails duo, because I will choose Tails as soon as I get to him, and I feel like I'm cheesing the boss fight with how easy it is. Both of Knuckles.exe's phases have 10 hits before they finish. I will explain more on how I deal with him as soon as I get to him, but for now it's just Amy going back through her side, and she will be dying again as soon as she gets to QTE. And there goes Amy. As for what happens from here, next up is Cream, who I am going to be taking back through the same exact route, so first orange, then green, yellow, red, and purple, and then to head back to the lower left. Yes, that's perfect. By the way, it's where those two NPCs are. And then, once again, you get through Vanilla's house. And now I have finished Vanilla's section, so it is time once again to do the versus Amy fight as Tails. Oh no, come on, nope, up. I don't know what you guys saw, I'd definitely be the first try. Ignore the time jump. Look, I survived with Sally. Now it's just for another unfortunate clicking game. You know, the one I suck at. Come on. Oh, no. No. Ah. Unfortunately, I get very stressed by this type of game. Or, more specifically, this type action where I have to be precise and click in a specific region. I tend to overshoot and choke a lot. So, as I'm trying not to die... Come on, I gotta be close. No. As I'm trying not to die, I am actively shaking like a maniac. 2 lives down. I'll just skip to when I get this right. And there we go! And that is the end of the QTE. Immediately skip through and immediately start with the hide-and-seek game with Cream again. And now we're done with that, so let's immediately jump into Tails Volcano Valley again. And now with Tails done, it's time to go through the Sally Volcano Valley, which is fairly simple as well. Honestly, after a good bit of practice, I've gotten pretty used to all of them except for the Cream Lava Chase. But you can actually cheat most of this entire level with the electric power, as you can jump over all of the fireballs, you can head off most of the parkour sections without even trying. And there's even an extra life right after this checkpoint here if you continue going to the left after you hit the button, as I will show you shortly. You collect that and, well, you're doing pretty well. And then you use your electric to jump up to the right. Use the wind so you don't bump your head on the spikes and die. Then you jump right back on there and switch back to electric so you can get back to the spring you need to hit up here. And then rather than, get out your fire, just jump right into the spikes. Do not waste any time. Then I prefer to switch to the wind because you keep momentum in the air if you hold it while you glide. Then drop down the hole. And then I also like to just, go around the entire problem since I need the electricity after this anyway. Wait for a second to allow the wrecking ball through. Immediately jump onto the wire. Hit the button again just to play it safe. Switch to fire, dodge the first, and then immediately rocket off to the side. There is Sally Volcano Valley. And then you shall watch Cream die once more. Or, I say watch, but more so just watch a blip of the cutscene play. Bye, Cream. Hi, Tails and Sally. Sewer. And start. Immediately switch to rock to hit this lever, hit the red spring, switch to your wind, and then you're going to want to launch a tornado while you jump down. Switch over to your blue, and then mash your X key, jump, hit the swing, switch back to your wind so you don't have to worry about jumping multiple times. You can use the electric to jump back and forth in order to reach it, and because I didn't actually have much momentum, I did not make that hit. Switch back to rock, hit the lever. Do go to your right for an extra life, that is a fake wall, and then you're going to switch to your electric again, and you're going to want to match your jump and X key here. As soon as you hear the sound effect, you're going to jump back all the way up here. As soon as you get up to this platform, switch to your fire. Oh, I didn't press it in time. And then as soon as it gets about halfway down, you're going to want to launch your fire. It should hit on the way back up. Then I am choosing Tails yet again. And as for my strategy, well, it's actually very simple. First, you're going to approach him. He's going to jump. You're going to jump on him. You're going to stay somewhat close, but you're going to keep some distance so when he throws his bomb, you don't have that happen to you. Remember to keep the tally of how many hits you got. Right now I'm at 4, 5, because as soon as you hit 10, you're going to want to switch to gliding so you can get on the platform or hit the knuckles in the second phase. And after this next hit, you can immediately start attacking him. 2, 3. Yeah, so long as you land another ring before he actually moves, you can attack him as many times as you can, as you want. Up to 5. I decide to play it safe and not attack him that time. Keep some distance and start ringing again. I screwed up distance again. And fade out his attack, and then this should be the last few. So long as I don't mess it up. And there's the 10th, meaning I can skip straight through to the point where it shows the memory frag, mark it down, and reset. Hydrocity Pain is the Knuckles solo, so... sorry, Amy. Save Cream, then for the fight as Knuckles this time. Interesting thing about Knuckles' glide. It actually has It actually has a continuous hitbox, so as long as you are flying into something with Knuckles' fist, you are doing consistent damage, like multiple times a second. Now, unfortunately, I screwed it up and got myself lodged in a corner without a ring. But, if you don't do that, it works very well. You get a good couple hits, which lowers Amy's health bar, and you don't have to worry about it. By the way, the reason why I chose to fight Amy as Knuckles, despite personally thinking Knuckles has a better time against Cream is because I know how to kill Cream without killing Knuckles in the process. My memory decided I didn't need to know how to kill Amy without killing Knuckles. Because there is an Amy Knuckles duo, so I can't survive with her and her die later. And there's no decision, aside from Crazy Amy, which was to kill her before she gets to Knuckles. And then, so long as you get to Amy before the attack starts, you're good. And then, we know how this goes. Honestly, if you expected anything else, well, you expected wrong. Anyway, on to the next screen. Yeah, Cream. Yeah, you're just... Yeah. Something I did just think about, Tails may not be the best option since I want to keep as many lives as possible, so instead I think I will be choosing to save Eggman because I believe he will just die once I get through Cream Volcano Valley. Rather than, Cream or Sally dying. Because I believe Amy kills him if he's alone. Or if he's one of the survivors in this situation. Jumping straight to Cream Volcano Valley because we all saw what happens when you save Sally. She is waiting patiently to go through her Volcano Valley. But anyway, here's how I handle Cream Volcano Valley. First off, I immediately, well, usually I'll glide down there so I can just head straight for this life without worrying about that. I tried to avoid the wrecking balls, but I couldn't really care if I get hit by them. I can always collect rings later, so long as I'm careful enough. Then I try to land as soon as possible to push a pipe over, avoid the wrecking ball. I'm being more cautious because I have 0 rings. Fly through these needles or spikes. Use my boost to get up very quickly, and immediately collect this as well as increase my falling speed. Use my down boost so I can immediately start a spin into the wall so I don't have to spin dash through it and get stuck on the other wall. Hit this, run back. As soon as I get out the walls, initiate a glide so I can land on that building. Hit the checkpoint and grab as many rings as I can, and then watch for when the wrecking ball goes backwards. Like that. Then initiate a super glide so I'm above everything. Watch that wrecking ball, hit the button, wait for the wrecking ball to go through again, and I'm gonna collect these just to be safe. And then dodge the lava, hit the button, drop down here, which allows you a much straighter path. Unfortunately, I flew a little too high, and initiate the lava chase. And so long as I don't get stuck... No. Hey, no. Didn't even know that was possible. I think what happened was it tried to place me on solid ground, but I was technically on a sloped surface that was considered below the platform I was trying to get to. But anyway, in order to get through here, you want to stay around the middle. You have a fair bit of room. I'm just a bit of a masher. Once you get through that little corridor, though, you're basically free. You can glide the rest of the way without any worry. And then, let's go ahead and handle Sally too. But you've already seen this, so I'm just gonna speed it up for you. Now that we're done with that, let's just get through this darn train. Eggman is basically of no consequence. And here we are in the train. I have sped this up for you guys because it takes forever. And the reason why I sped this up is because it is a lot of waiting. Even at 2 times speed, you can see me just waiting and waiting and waiting. But this is just the safest method I could come up with that gets me consistently through it. Luckily, from here, it's actually way simpler, oddly enough. Because they stop more, it gives me more opportunity, and I can just about figure out what the timing is on each transition. So that puts me on the last section very shortly, if it's not this one. And is it this one? I don't remember. No, it must be the next Tails one. But yeah, all you can really do is kind of get lucky because they can see you in between cars if you're close enough to them. But the box hitboxes are actually rather generous, so you don't have to worry too much. And there we go, there's the train slog done. From here, it's basically the cream solo. This decision is literally my family, and you're done. And you're in the cream solo, essentially. It still counts as the duo win, but it looks like the solo from here. Speaking of solos, let's jump right into Amy's. It's about time she survives one, I think. And we'll immediately start at where I usually kill her. Simple, XC, or ZXC, or ZX for the quick times, and then I say C, just because that's what you have to do to progress the conversation. Spin dash, or, sorry, run through that. I don't actually know why I got such a huge boost that time, but it helps me out because I immediately get up there, which speeds it up slightly. I prefer to slow down so I don't mess that up. Use the hammer spin for just enough speed to get through the loop. Then I can use a boost or a dash in order to get through there, and just keep the speed going all the way through the gate and the transition. And then just to select the dialogue options of "It was a wonderful place," "She's a little bit of a stranger," and then the non-glitched one, and then "Can you tell me where we're going?" Or something along those lines. I don't actually remember the exact dialogue, I was too busy clicking it. And then, because I prefer going to the log section, even though it is slightly slower than if you perfect the the special zone section, I am more consistent with the logs, as well as I know how to speed up the logs. As you'd expect, if you hold the movement key for forward, you gain insane speed after jumping. And then I prefer jump to slow myself down, so I can actually jump over to the first one rather than run headfirst into it. This places me way farther ahead of Sonic, so I don't have to worry even at the end here. I immediately jump on the log in order to land on the first one, use a whole bunch of hammer flips and spins in order to get up there quickly. Hammer spins are my main road to getting down quickly. You have just enough speed to get through that. I jump off just because it feels nice to go a bit faster and survive with Hank. And then it's time to murder literally everyone else. Oh, wait. I wasn't supposed to survive this train, was I? Well, I believe, even though I am closer to that, automated death, I will go ahead and go to Vanillas. Just to show off the jump scare, I messed up the routing a bit. Forgot I was on a solo route and started surviving. So let's just immediately get this started so I can die. And because I know how to set off vanilla, I can just turn off my light as soon as I gain control. And jump scare. Wait for the give up screen to play through. And then we'll just see the murdering Tails for real this time. Now, did it a little too early, but it still gets the job done. So this will put me on the screen where it starts the Amy solo. Now for the dream segment, real fast. Sped it up because I suck at this section. 4 and 5 is right there. Jump past that. Say no to the deal, and we're on to Volcano Valley. Alright, now that we're through with Volcano Valley, let's immediately hop into Amy's important stuff. Here in Freedom City, or at least this specific part of Freedom City, you want to get through the first part. Don't run too fast or you'll drop into the cliff. You have a short time period where you have to do 3 consecutive hammer flips, run through a loop, which will lead you into a spring where you're going to get sprung and sprung and sprung and sprung again. You'll find a conveyor that leads into a spike pit, which I take cautiously so I don't die. This leads you into a platform with a spring on it that bounces you into some bouncers, funnily enough. And then you're going to want to jump off the platform. May not seem like a good idea, but it's actually far better than what you have to do if you don't jump off the platform. This immediately just puts you into the next important section of this, which is the actual boss fight. You take control of one of the pterodactyl robots that shoot lasers. Well, yeah. And you just fly on top of it. You hit X to shoot. So basically you're going to be spamming this. Unlike, literally anything else, this is not attached to a jump function, so hitting other keys does not make you shoot multiple bullets or anything like that. So instead, you just gotta be careful and not die. And there goes X-Coon, the more problematic of the two because of his laser. If you get to the bottom of the screen, you can shoot X-Spark a whole bunch. He'll do a couple of shots to the side, he'll do his dash, which I kill him on, and then we immediately skip to the memory frag and head on to the Cream Solo. You guys have seen all of this stuff at this point, so I'm just gonna skip straight to where it gets good. Alright. I only have 1 or 2 more attempts, so I need to get this. Actually, I haven't done Alice yet, because I usually fail the first batch of attempts on Tails. Guess it's not the worst thing if I fail, but I prefer to save that for later. Darn it. I believe that was my last one. I guess I'll go ahead and clear Alice real quick, then. Alright. Just there? Yeah, that's how it works. Shield doesn't matter here. Just don't get hit by the horizontal. Send souls to immediately trigger teleportation. That was not the best move, but at least I got some hit in. I should be staring to the right. No, I collected that extra ring. That's probably going to come back to bite me. Unless I get it, I guess I win. Now just to, wait. What do I mark for this Dallas? Can I add a new section to my things here? Hold on. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna put an end to this. If you like the video, have a good day. Just in case I don't figure this out and I have to restart. Again, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you enjoyed most content, subscribe, and have a good day.